Full disclaimer, this game is being recorded at the absolute tail end and the end of Minnesota and LA's game. So everything is fresh. I feel like I don't need these notes. I feel like I'm ready to come into this video and give you the energy that is appropriate for it. My last video was not as good, and I feel like that might have something to do with the fact that not only was I tired in that video, I'm tired in this recording, but I feel more energetic. I was a bit dejected from these videos, so I am not feeling nearly as dejected. I want to talk about these videos now while everything is still fresh in my brain. We just witnessed what I think could be the end of LeBron's tenure at the top of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's over. I think it's over. The series is over. Now 3-1 is not impossible to come back from. It is, unfortunately, though, highly unlikely. And I don't think that this Lakers core has enough to come back from that. This was a must-win game for the Lakers. You felt the must-win energy from them. This is devastating. Devastating loss for them. Obviously, I'm a big fan of LeBron James's work. Ant was incredible. Ant was truly something special. And the box score is only here to refresh my memory instead of being my full commentary like it was in the last video you might have seen from me. Truly, it was truly different. So first of all, let me just talk about this real quick. Austin Reeves started the game off terrible, and Austin Reeves did have the last shot of the game. That's not why the Lakers lost this game. The Lakers also did. I don't want to keep this very obvious. The Lakers lost the game, and it has more to do with Minnesota than it does to do with Los Angeles. I'm not going to cover it as if it's Los Angeles' fault that they lost here. I'm going to cover it as Minnesota's win. It is Minnesota's win, and that's how it needs to be covered. Now, this obviously breaks my bracket immediately, but I could have saw this. Unless the series goes in 7, and even still, I predict the Lakers in 6. This breaks my bracket. This is impossible for the Lakers to win in 6. Obviously, that's something that I wanted to get up front. So if you're keeping score at home, I have been wrong once. Other than that, though, I'm untouchable, I'm godly, and I know all. Anyway, more important. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Luka played amazing. LeBron played amazing. Really good. Got to the free throw line. He was at the line for 18 shots, and he nailed 15 of them. That is a high and impressive bar for LeBron James. LeBron has, otherwise than that, 9 field goals from that. Remember, that means he's gotten fouled that many times to be at the line that often. And a lot of these weren't threes, so let's keep that in mind as well. LeBron played amazing. Rui played amazing. The turnovers were limited. When I was covering this, I was thinking, oh, the only way that this team can lose is if they turn the ball over the way they did. No. And they made that adjustment to turn over the ball less that I said they needed to make, which I thought would be enough for them. Their 3-point shooting was good. Not the world's greatest, but it was great. It was good enough, in my opinion. It came down to Minnesota's execution. It just did. Randall's defense was amazing. McDaniel's defense was amazing. The way they trapped Luka, the way they continuously trapped Luka at the half-court line where he couldn't get help, and there wasn't enough, and there's not a big enough screener on this. I was thinking this entire series would be determined around the fact that, hey, Rudy Gobert is not going to be effective in this game, and the Lakers can play without Jackson Hayes. They need a real big, and that's something they need to address immediately in the offense, in the season. They need a defensive big who can set hard screens, who is a lob threat. I don't know where they're going to find that, and they probably won't be able to find it in the draft either, considering they just finished 3rd in the West. But yeah, this is it's insane. Conley, I'm gonna say this again. I don't think Minnesota's gonna win a championship. I don't think Minnesota will win a championship. I don't think anyone should think that Minnesota will win a championship off of them eliminating, sequentially putting the Lakers in an elimination spot, right? I don't think that at all. I think the flaws that are still on this team are still on this team. I think they're still there. They've been mitigated, and they matched up very well and played amazing defense on the Los Angeles Lakers, and they've exceeded my expectations. Dante DiVincenzo's defense was amazing. His shooting was questionable, but again, his defense was amazing. And the shot making from this team has shown up in these moments. Jaden McDaniels is their X guy. That is the end-all be-all of the Timberwolves. He only goes as far as he can take them. And that's not to say that he's the best player on their team. That's far from the truth. Randall's defense, again, I'm gushing over it because it's a fact. His defense was amazing. His defense on LeBron James was as good as it possibly could be. Truly. It's great as it possibly could be. So don't get it twisted. Conley's defense was good. The entire Minnesota Timberwolves, I thought their defense would suffer with them not having Cat and them not being able to run a second big, and having that for certain teams in the West like they did last year, and having how that matched up with the Nuggets. That might not matter. It might not matter, to be honest, because the only bigs that are left out West are Jokic again, but I don't think they'll see Jokic. If the way the bracket's looking, I don't think they'll see a Jokic. They are the 6th seed. If they win a 3-seed matchup, they'd be playing against the 2nd seed, so they won't see them. They'll likely see the winner of the they're likely to see the winner of the Golden State Houston Rocket matchup, because the series is not over yet, but it's pretty damn fucking close. Jesus Christ. Nas' defense was amazing. His offense was good, but his defense was amazing. McDaniel's defense on Luka, and the fact that they were denying the switch, because Luka and LeBron are going to hunt for those switches, and they didn't give them to them. They were not allowing them to get these switches, and that has a lot to do with them not having a real screener to get those matchups that they're looking for. And Ant, let's talk about Ant right now. I remember, I've said this a lot. So I don't want this to get misconstrued. Ant, he's different. He is truly different. And the fact that a lot of people were having these questions and comments and stuff and not putting him near their top 10, there were moments of time where I was like, I don't know if he's top 10. He is certainly a top 10 player in the NBA. And I probably have to do another. I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of uploads recently, because the landscape of the NBA as far as top 10 players looks right now in the playoffs currently, it looks drastically different. I might have to do a top 20 to actually adequately tell you about all the talent, the top tier talent in the league. And yeah, a lot of the guys in the top 20 are not going to be number one options on the championship team, but like, Jesus Christ, the league is so talented now. It is actually ridiculous. But obviously that's only half of the games that have already happened today. I've gushed over this Timberwolves defense for 7 minutes. I think it's time to talk about another heartbreaker for me in Detroit. Oh my, I'm sorry it had to happen to you, Detroit. I was rooting for you. You're down 3-1 though, so this series is almost as good as over. They would have to win the next 3 in a row, and that is a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do when you didn't win that first game, and that losing, that historic run the Knicks went on, that is biting you in the ass even more later and deeper into the series. Cat, I said something about Cat being a pedestrian in the last time that they played. Oh my, he was not a pedestrian. By the way, I'll get back into talking about Ant performance again, because I'm still in shock of what I saw. The brother had 43 points, and he also had 17 free throws. Remember when I said LeBron had 18 of them? Yeah, 15 of 17, dog. 50% from 3, dog. He shoots like Stephen Curry, and he moves like Michael Jordan. Not an exaggeration. It is a fact. Oh my God. Speaking of high volume, just scorers. Hey Brunson, I was having some questions about you. I was thinking, I don't know if you'll be able to do it again this year in the playoffs. I have my doubts, my concerns, especially with you coming off an injury. I was concerned for you. I didn't know if you were still the guy. I didn't know if you were still the number one player on this team. I didn't know if you could be a number one player on the championship team. And I'm still having my question marks about that. But I have to acknowledge who you are. You are one of those guys. You are him. Last playoff run, I was like, it was amazing. It was great to see. He plays good in the regular season, but can he do it again? That brother has answered the call. Now, it's not the fucking 40-point games that he had last year on crazy efficiency, but hey, they don't need that from you. They need you to get these 32 points that you average, that you're like cooking up. And this, by the way, he got to the free throw line 2 times this game. I complained a lot about the free throws that he was taking in game 3, I'm pretty sure. Nah. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different, bro. It's crazy. It is gone. It is 13 to 26, so 50% from the field, and he's a small guard, and he shot 57% from 3, 4 of 7. Now, again, I do want to limit this because these, by the way, these threes off the dribble, these threes step backs, these threes amazing shot creation, 32 points, 32 big ones, by the way. Let's talk about Cat, the second best player and the second best performance on this team. Anyway, 1A, 1B if you want to say it. I'm not sure I would go that far yet, but 1A, 1B. Cat had a monster game. 27, 9. And the 9 rebounds is not the end all be all. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I want you to keep this in mind. Detroit did not foul that often last game. Did not foul often this game. Cat hit some of the craziest shots. Cat hit a fadeaway turnaround over the backboard to give them this. Cat hit a flat-footed 3 from like 40 feet out. It felt like 40 feet at least. It was at least 26 plus. Flat-footed. Swish. To keep them alive. Brunson came out of the game for an injury. He was crawling. I thought he was done. He got back up, and I know people are gonna be like, fake injury. That looked painful. He got up out of the tunnel, retaped his ankle is what I'm assuming happened, and came out and gave you 13 more points after that injury. 13 more points after whatever happened. I don't know if he rolled his ankle. I don't know if he pulled his knee. He definitely re-aggravated his ankle at the very minimum, and gave you that much. And this game came down to Detroit. Now, I said in one of my previous recordings that, like, I think there was a foul at the end of the game. I still think that. But I can't ignore what happened. I can't ignore what the win-loss record says. They played those two, especially with timely shots from Mikal Bridges, who I think they still overpaid for, and they did give up a little bit more than I would be willing to get. They bought big on him, right? And he hasn't shown up to be as big as what they bought for him, but like his role on this team is amazing. They're playing great. So yeah, that's something to say. And honestly, the best way this could possibly go for everyone involved, at least for New York, is they win this series. They play Boston in the second round, and they play with them really competitively. Because if they don't, Tibbs is fired. It's not Tibbs' fault, by the way. Tibbs is fired because the collateral, they put too much into the roster for him not to get fired. But yeah, that's probably a truth. That's just a fact of this. Tim Hardaway Jr. had another great game, in my opinion. Not as good as he did the game previous. But yeah, he had a pretty good game. Malik Beasley, he had the bounce back game that I needed him to have. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. And I do think, if the foul is called, obviously Tim Hardaway hits those free throws, the game is over, they win this game, but that's devoid of reality and what actually happened, apparently, because again, even though I want this to be clear, I think Detroit got hoed out of this win. New York is 3-1 for a reason. And yeah, it's a heartbreaking loss, but it is a loss that you have nonetheless. Tobias Harris had a pretty good game. His 18 was amazing. Now, he was in foul trouble a lot, so he couldn't guard as physically as he wanted to, but he's going to be in foul trouble if you're going to have him as your primary match on Cat. I think they really need a beef stew for this team to function the way that it does need to function. Dennis Schroeder played good. His volume wasn't there though, like he was in their win or in any of their previous losses previous to this one. I think though that they should be proud of themselves though for pushing a team like this far. They should be upset that they didn't get that foul call, obviously, and that should fuel how they go into Game 5. But with this series at 3-1, I don't know if I can put much more faith into them winning it. And by the way, 3 wins in a series, in a 7-game series, is about as impressive and as close as you can be to going to the next round. It's not over yet, but it's over. It's pretty much. I do think that this series will go 7, but I don't know if they're gonna have enough fuel and gas to win 3 games in a row when they really needed to win this game. That's just how momentum in series goes, to be quite honest. I think with a good off season though, and training camp, they can be in this same spot next year, and they can surpass the Knicks. And the Knicks, I don't know if the Knicks can get much better than they are currently. I'm gonna be honest. So look to see some improvement from this team. If Malik Beasley shoots better, and if that foul is called, you're looking at a different series. But I can't tell you about hypotheticals. I have to tell you about what actually happened. And what actually happened is the Knicks. Well, what actually appeared to happen is the Knicks won this game. So that is going to be all from me for this part 1 of them. I'm going to watch the TNT broadcast of these games, the next following games. It's tough. I got to watch those games though. So yeah. The last games of the day are the Boston game, and finally a nationally televised game. This is a bit late for this. Finally, a nationally televised game of Bucks and Pacers, with Indiana having a 2-1 lead. So the East could swing the game. This could swing the series in either way. If the Bucks win, I'm not gonna lie, they have the momentum. They might win the series. But, big but, if the Pacers win, it's over. It's done. And as far as the Magic series, I'm pretty sure that Jason Tatum is predicted ready to go. And honestly, I think that they've already stolen their game that they're gonna win for this series. So yeah. Yep. That is all. If you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, dislike the video. And anything else that you guys want me to cover as far as basketball, I will be here to cover it. As far as the NBA level, at least. I'm not really sure about the WNBA. I might get into that, but who knows. And college basketball is never going to happen, so don't ask.